how is Wilt better offensively than Kareem? That's what I don't understand.
I think the scoring that Wilt did is like so abnormally high.
But then if you value playoff translation, if we're talking about playoff translation and Wilt Chamberlain,
that is true. Because he definitely can't translate 50 points per game.
Kareem was translating in the playoffs. I think Kareem was translating in the playoffs.
What years? Because what
years do you want to pick? Let's not pick past his peak Kareem in the 80s.
No. Early
Kareem was early Kareem in the Bucks was translating in the playoffs.
But early LA Kareem,
he missed the playoffs 75, 76, I think. Yeah, so I can't really do anything with that. But he was even if you don't think he was translating, he cleared him as a passer, Wilt Chamberlain as a passer.
Yes, I think he did.
He was better off the ball than Wilt Chamberlain. He had a higher offensive motor than Wilt Chamberlain. I don't know how you would say Wilt Chamberlain was a better offensive player than Kareem. I
would say what years are you talking about? Because in 73, he was shooting like 43% in that series in the postseason.
Was that the one he played the Warriors?
I don't know. But this is still him in Milwaukee though, to be fair as well.
Yeah, but he had a bad series against the Warriors. I remember that. He had a terrible closeout game.
And hold someone scoring like at a super high rate, like averaging 50 or something? Do you hold that?
If it's that high, it's so hard for me to like overlook that though.
But then
to be fair, he didn't translate 50 points per game in the postseason. And to be fair, he also dropped in the postseason as well. But him what was so ridiculously like the efficiency was just so ridiculously high that even his drops, he was still clearly scoring way more points than everybody else, and he was still
he wasn't clearly scoring more than Jerry West. No, he wasn't.
Fair, but he was still clearly scoring more than basically everyone else outside of maybe Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. And then also maybe years of Oscar Robertson in the postseason, and he was still fairly efficient. Not even fair, like a drop off from Wilt. If he was like 10, 11 plus relative, he would drop off to like 6, and that would still like be noticeably more efficient than.
I don't think Wilt was ever plus 10. Kareem was. I don't think Wilt was, especially when he was scoring. I could check. I think in the regular season he peaked to like when he was
53
around plus 8, plus 7, something
53 like that. And 70. What is 53 then? I mean, not 53, 63. What is his peak at 63?
63. Let me find that. So I'm going to get real stat.
Now they're going to call you guys the stat.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. Numbers.
It's a lot of numbers going on right now.
He was plus 6. He was plus 6.
Plus 6.
Yeah, see, I knew he was.
He didn't go to the playoffs that year, so you can't use that year, I guess, because he didn't translate.
Yeah, but the issue is, even in
Kareem,
Wilt scored a lot, but then you can if we all know the amount of possessions they were playing in the 60s. So we know that 50 points per game isn't the same. And even in the 70s, it's not the same. And you can agree with that, right? You can agree that. Okay. So if we wanted to actually try and normalize those 50 points per game, it becomes a lot more regular. It's still great. High volume. He didn't match it in the postseason for the most part of his career. His passing was a clear detriment for the most part of his career. His playmaking was a clear detriment. I think you'd have to start combining Wilt Chamberlain in the later half of the 60s with his passing and playmaking, with the early part of the 60s with his scoring. When you have Kareem in the early 70s, where he was still a very good passer, wasn't at his peak as a passer, still a great scorer. And then you have the Lakers years from 77 to 80, where he still was a great scorer, a much better passer than he was early on, much stronger, great player.
Is that his peak, though? Is that his peak? Is that you using his peak?
You can pick whatever offensive peak you want, and they're both better than Wilt, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how Kareem is below Wilt.
The problem is, and I think even Kareem and Wilt are like close. I think Shaq is just ahead of both of them in my opinion.
I agree. I
think Shaq is ahead of both of them, but I think they're all both close. If I had to just pick though, relatively speaking, and I know the pace is high, but there was nobody else even in that era that was coming close to that scoring. So even relatively speaking, in the era in which the pace was extraordinarily high,
Jerry West wasn't playing 48 minutes.
Who do you have? I don't know what to tell you.
So how many minutes? We playing 44 minutes? Like what are we saying right now?
He was playing less minutes. Let me see how many minutes he was playing. Let me see how many minutes he was playing.
So the 10 to 12 points is making up in those 4 minutes. Let's see how many minutes
he was playing. 39, 40, 41, 41, 41, 37. He was playing 8 minutes. That's a lot of minutes.
Okay, 8 minutes. All right, he's averaging 50 and he's averaging 30. You think that's 20 points to be made up in 8
We'll
minutes?
average 50 one time.
Yeah, but how much was he averaging other than that though?
The next year was 45. So
and then was he in the playoffs?
No.
So we can't be using years where he's not in the playoffs. We need playoff translation. That's what Jerry West in the regular season and the playoffs. Jerry West was in the regular season and the playoffs. He was more efficient than Wilt Chamberlain in the playoffs as a scorer. His volume, if you wanted to adjust for possessions, is probably just as high as Wilt Chamberlain in the regular season and clears him probably in the playoffs. He's a better passer and playmaker than Wilt Chamberlain. Jerry West was a better offensive player than Wilt Chamberlain. But that's not the argument. Yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a better offensive player than Wilt Chamberlain because I think his scoring, his scoring clearly translated better in the playoffs. He had playoff runs where he was plus 10 efficiency. Anyone who doesn't understand how crazy that is, that's insane. He was peaking at plus 12, plus 13. Wilt Chamberlain never touched those numbers, and he wasn't close to him as a passer.
I wonder when did Wilt drop? Was Wilt dropping in every series, or was Wilt just dropping in a series against the Celtics?
I'm not saying he dropped every series. I mean, he played. He played Boston a lot. So he because
if you're dropping against the Boston Celtics, then that's like me trying to penalize Kobe for dropping against the Boston Celtics or the Detroit Pistons. So I don't like how often is he dropping like that? Because I know for irrefutable fact, especially during the 70s, how many like defensive bigs, especially anywhere near close to the same height as Kareem, is even coming close to that level of defense that you're seeing out in Boston.
Do you think
you're not finding a defense level?
Do you think the competition in the 60s was better than the competition in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So then, doesn't this go against your point, Mars?
I mean, I can value the competition and still understand that Wilt Chamberlain was worse because of the reason I've laid out. Passing, Wilt Chamberlain was a bad passer, and the people who talk about leading the league in assists, he still wasn't a great passer. I don't think he leveraged his passing and his scoring well enough at all. So that's another big issue of him.
So then, who do you have over? Wait, so because I know you both have Shaq as the best offensive big. Where do you have Shaq?
No, not the best. I think Jokic is better than Shaq.
Jokic, Shaq, Kareem.
Okay,
and then number 4 is either Wilt or Hakeem. I don't know how I feel.
So then, who do you have when you rank them? Because I know low you have Kareem 3, right? All time.
I have Kareem 3. Yes,
3 all time, like just as a player.
Yeah,
I have Kareem 3.
Okay. That's
every day though. He looking like a little sus to me, man.
Hey, we will talk about it, low.
Every day I could do. McAdoo, Dave Cowens, Wes Unseld out there.
Harry Lucas. Get out.
What's your top 10? What's your top 10, Dub? I feel like I haven't heard Dub's top 10 before.
What's your top 10 is
go. Don't 1 to 10 it. Do from 10 to 1.
I switched it to Braun. I switched it to 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Who's 10? Let me look at my list. Hold up, I got it right here. Give me 1 second.
From worst to best.
I'm not debating this. I hope y'all know this. I'm not.
No, we don't got to debate it. Mars, did you switch Braun to your number 1 as well?
I've had him at number 1 for a while, but I think I probably did switch it. But it's been like that.
I got Steph. I got Steph at 10.
Okay.
I got Bird at 9. KD. I got Bird at 9. KD at 8. Tim Duncan at 7. Kareem at 6. Shaq at 5. Hakeem at 4. Kobe at 3. And then MJ at 2. And then LeBron at 1.
Wait,
could I be splitting Mars?
Magic's not my top 10.
No, because the only
what? You have Bird in your top 10, but not Magic?
Yeah, Bird was better.
Bird was better.
Please stop.
Better defender,
not that
scorer,
not that playoff dropper.
Great. This guy.
You're talking about playoff dropper, but then you have Wilt over Kareem.
Wait. I just thought about something. I just thought about something. It is what if I said that Wilt's peak is like 65 to 67?
So his last year in the Warriors and then in Philly.
2 Philly years, yeah.
I think
everything translates.
That is to me, that is clearly his peak. But the reason I wouldn't put that above Kareem is because I don't think he leveraged his scoring and his playmaking well enough.
He did not. No.
I don't think he was as good of as good of an off-ball player as I don't think he was as good of an off-ball player as Kareem at all. I think if you want to say the scoring was comparable, I guess when I'm looking at 77 to 79 Kareem, it's kind of like that player translation was ridiculous. And then even if you want to throw in 1980, Kareem's still the better passer, still the better playmaker, the better off-ball player. I think he had better touch around the rim.
Let me see who Kareem was playing.
So I mean, I'm still
Kareem better be
60,
Kareem better be
playing
some comp. 65. He better be playing some comp in the postseason.
65 to 67.
I'm not gonna lie, Mars. I'm double checking the postseason for you for like Kareem. No, I'm not in this. Nope, I'm not in this.
Let me see it.
I got it.
No, let me see
pull it up. Pull it up.
Oh my god!
Let me see this
I'm
comp
gonna
he
share the
facing,
screen.
man.
Pull
Share
it
the
up,
screen.
Bob. I want to see.
I know. In '77 he played Bill Walton. I mean, they got swept. I know that.
So this
he
is
played
just
Bill
me.
Walton.
This is just me. This is just me. I don't know if y'all can see it.
He played great. He played great though. He played great.
Y'all want true shooting, right? Not field goal or anything. You want true shooting, right?
For them,
we can do field goal percentage for the people.
Yeah, because they
less knowledgeable. So
so let's not get too crazy.
I said you can do. I said 77 to 79. You can throw 1980 in there if you want, but I said
71 though. Regular season.
No,
71.
You can't say 79 is getting a little nasty.
I can't throw 79.
Wait, which years are you using?
I said 77 to 79, but you can throw early Kareem as well. I think both of them clear Wilt Chamberlain.
So it's all right. Well, 71,
whichever one you want to pick.
70 he rose. 70 he rose by the numbers. 35 and 50.
I think 72 and 73.
Nigga, he's not facing anybody, bro.
Okay, that's fine. Look, I'm just giving you the numbers. That's all I'm doing. And 71, he actually dropped because he went from 31 to 57 to 26 to 51 and 71 when he won the chip.
How high do you hold competition, Lo?
I mean, damn, like again, even in the years I just said where Wilt, I would define Wilt's new peak because I'm making up on the fly so I can have an argument. Wilt is still ending series facing the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, he plays Boston every year. 100%.
Yeah, okay, but his
I'm not arguing against that. Yeah, he plays.
Yeah, I'm saying his postseason translation is going to be much harder to do when he's going up against the Boston Celtics and he's going up against Jack Sigma in the game. Like, what are we talking about right now, bro?
Wait, isn't there also less playoff?
So you're I want to make sure
Jack Sigma and Dan Essel was like.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding. So you're saying Kareem? I mean, Wilt is better than Kareem offensively because he played Bill Russell in the Celtics.
Is that not a good argument?
I think that's a fine argument. But if we're going with competition, Jokic can't be over Kobe.
Yeah, facts. Oh, your logic.
Can I refute it?
My bad.
What is Kobe prime? What is Kobe peak offensively?
Headshot.
For me, 06 to 08. You can throw a 9 in there if you want, but 06 to 08.
So 06 to 08. Outside of the Boston Celtics, whose competition is on par with
Spurs?
Or are they not on par? Spurs.
Jokic competition versus Kobe's competition.
I'm talking about like defensively.
Yeah, defensively, Jokic had Golden State.
Yeah,
that's it. Phoenix ain't moving me. Phoenix ain't moving me.
And
Portland ain't moving me.
DPOY, Rudy Gobert not moving you?
Man, don't be.
We're going to 2020 now. 2020
that is.
So Portland's not moving me. We agree Portland's not moving us.
Portland's not moving.
Phoenix isn't really moving me.
Phoenix not moving you?
No. Phoenix ain't moving me. Phoenix ain't moving me. Phoenix ain't moving me. And Phoenix weren't moving you with Giannis. So how they moving you with Jokic?
Yeah. Because
it's only Golden State. It's only Golden State.
And what he looked like against, and what he looked.
No, he was great. He was great. But if 5 games is enough, 5 games can't be enough. 5 games isn't enough. 5 games.
But I think when you put into everything other things into context, because there's also just like lack of help around him. Fair enough, Kobe also had lack of competent help in the 06, 07. But in terms of like what is it? Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem. Like, especially when Wilt finally got like Hal Greer and other quality offensive players, and of course is going to translate way more alongside going against Bill Russell. So it's like when you're looking at a lot of Wilt's like postseason runs, especially early on, and like he's getting stopped by the Boston Celtics, and I can look, and he went from like 56 to like 48. Like it's a noticeable drop in like field goal percentage and accuracy. Then yeah, that makes way more sense, especially when there's not competent help around him. And then if that continues to happen, but then when he goes into Philly and he has a bit more help, and instead of like it dropping to 56 to 48, it goes from like 56 to like 54. And that's way more understandable and respectable, especially when you put into context the And on top of that, in terms of competition, the gap between a Bill Russell-led defense and a Dan Essel-led defense is way bigger than anything that we're talking about between Kobe and Jokic. And even you would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree because that's
okay.
But to me, it seems like the only argument you have is that Wilt played against Bill Russell. because no, it's a great argument. It's a great
amazing argument. That's a very amazing argument.
You agree that Kareem's a better passer and more willing passer.
Yes, fact.
You agree Kareem's a better playmaker. You agree Kareem is better off the ball. I don't know how you feel about who's a better scorer.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.